ultimately, I just went with the flow and everything was just placed in front of me. People or things or whatever I needed at the time, I just learned to let go. Anything that's meant for you will happen, and then otherwise, who cares? For instance, I had an opportunity at the White House earlier this year, and I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great if I can do it for college radio. But it didn't pan out because of, just scheduling and whatever. And I don't get upset about it. Old Dana would have been like, oh, are you kidding me? But like now I'm just, it's all right, because that wasn't meant for me. Bigger things are gonna happen for me. Even with the diner, I have not reached out to one person personally to ask them for something. They always are just placed in my path, and it's worked out. So it's just like, just go with the flow, just let go, and just know that wherever it's gonna take you, good or bad, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Welcome back. Welcome home.
Back. Yes,
You Are Here podcast, episode 233. We just have a couple of things we shout out before we start the show. Shout out Anytime Actors Labs. If you're looking to learn how to act, if you're in the beginner stages, if you're an intermediate, if you're just trying to brush up, go right now on anytimeactorslab.com. They have a free online consultation.
Check out the TikTok.
The TikTok is blowing up, and you can start learning through just the TikToks. Adam is an amazing teacher, and he knows what he's doing.
He can't dribble left though, and he won't.
All right, we don't have to get personal.
It's okay. He knows.
But just know it's the best acting class right now.
The best.
Anytimeactorslab.com. Shout out to the patrons, patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. The best way to support us, throw us a bone, throw us a coffee. It's just the best way. If you rock with what we do, support us. Patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. And we're back.
We're back.
We have Dana Schaeffer on the podcast. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm really excited. I just want to know how you guys connected and started. Because they just hit me up randomly.
A long time ago.
What?
This is going to be a weird, like you said before, random.
Yeah.
Just hit you up randomly.
It's all good.
It was like that.
I love
that. From my memory, my recollection of college, which was yesterday, I was thinking about it. It was a long time ago. It's starting to feel like
crazy.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like a long time ago.
Like almost 10 years.
Whoa.
You were at we were both in the communications department. We would float by each other often sometimes. And I remember, obviously knowing who you were, and then definitely knowing who you were through the radio.
Yeah.
I know you were definitely a part of
We were
the
in
radio.
a class too.
And we were in a class, yeah.
We were in Barragato's class together.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
What kind of class was it?
It was like, what was it? Like a TV.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Some kind of
Something
TV broadcast,
yeah,
writing,
yeah.
whatever.
It was before the renovation. We were not part of the renovation.
No, we saw
missed
like
that.
80s.
Old cameras.
80s cameras and stuff.
Yeah, but it was, that's
that
where we
class
met.
Was a joke for me.
Yeah.
Because I knew the professor. I was like, yo.
So you were laughing through it.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'll hand my paper in.
So it really is how it is, though, for a lot of classes.
Yeah. Yeah, in college.
I guess, right? I don't know.
Some of them. One was, I remember, I'll never forget, at the school we went to, there was like a Tina Turner project. One of my teachers was like upset, myth and folklore class. And Tina Turner was like this, it was like this whole diva project. And she was obsessed with Tina Turner. Right, I think she just died. Rest in peace, Tina Turner.
Yeah.
But I was like, the college is just a joke sometimes.
It's very interesting times.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to
Yeah, but we met through the radio and that class. Like I feel like I remember you mostly from that class.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same. Yeah. But then I remember like seeing you, being a part of the radio and then kind of taking off after school, like through social media, seeing you like go off and get jobs and continue in your profession and like nothing but positivity and like good vibes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, for sure.
Appreciate
and then this is weird, but I've been working in Little Falls for a long time. That's where I met Mike.
Oh, wow.
And I would drive by that diner all the time.
Oh.
And I remember like driving by the diner every day and I'm like, just had to have these like fantasies at like 8 a.m, like half awake, half asleep.
Right.
Thinking like, man, it'd be so cool to open this thing up and just do like burgers and sodas and like little things for like breakfast or whatever. It'd just be so simple and beautiful and bring the community. Like, why is that not being done? And then like, I see an article because I searched the diner up and like, it's you. And I'm like, what the like, I know you. Like,
So
this
weird.
is crazy. And then I just like thought about it and I was like sitting on the idea for a while, and I'm like, it's gonna be weird. I hit you up. It's been 8-9 years. No, but in my mind,
I welcome it. Yeah.
That's where my mind was at. And then I was like, you know what? Sent you that message, like, dude, like come talk to us because I want the story. I want to know where you've been and like, you just, the intro was just bizarre. You just nailed something that like I'm at in my life of like getting crushed and then like coming out on the other side knowing like God's got it. Like, that's where I'm at too. So, well, I mean, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
I don't know where to start.
It's gonna get deep.
Yeah,
we should start with the diner, I think, for sure.
Okay,
the Little Falls
start.
Diner.
Yeah.
I just
People are interested.
Yeah,
People wanna
just
know.
what the project is about, what you're doing.
How did you come across the diner? I know you probably said it a million times, and then like,
It's all good.
where are you at with it today? And like, what's the fantasy and what's like the reality? Like,
I think Dana's got this.
Yeah, sorry, Dana. Sorry. Go ahead, Dana.
I'm waiting. No, no, you're asking very great questions. I'm being in radio and stuff like that. And you gotta have good questions.
Come on, dude.
No, but it's funny because I was just like eager to tell you. Remember Cecilia Potenza?
Yeah, love Cecilia.
So she works for a media company.
Yeah,
and she just hit me up.
Oh, NB Productions.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I just saw that, dude, and I was like, "What?"
weird.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Weird. So she hit me up because, and that's what I'm saying about things just boop boop
Yeah.
boop boop boop.
Yeah.
Because like I don't reach out to anyone, but since the get go with the diner and the way it started, it was literally just I wanted to do a like podcast thing or like a little documentary, like 3 to 5 minute documentary, whatever.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So like that was it. And then all of a sudden, like, fast forward to like maybe like a month ago, Cecilia hit me up. She's like, yo, I work for this production company. Like, can we like do something?
That's
and I was
perfect.
like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like literally exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
So it was really cool because I mean, how it all started, I guess, is, I know the owners for many, many years.
Okay.
Because I worked next door, this pizza spot, Bivio.
Okay.
It's like pizza Napolitana.
Where the ice cream shops are now.
No, to the left.
Other side.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, got you.
Not the one that's there now, but the one prior to that.
Okay.
So I worked there throughout, like, right out of high school into college. So, like, they saw
You
me
grew
grow.
up in Little
Yeah.
Falls?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
From Little Falls all my life. The only places that I really moved is Little Falls or Los Angeles and nothing in between, literally.
Okay.
Which is weird. But
left for LA.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I worked over there for years, and I knew the owners of the like lot of land and the diner. And, I worked very closely with one of them because of like, like I'm a baker and he wanted to do something with like baking and everything, whatever. And just like they own a lot of places around town. So he one day just hit me up and he's like, hey, like, I think we're going to demolish the diner now. And I'm like, wait, what? And so I was like, can you like give me like a few days? Like I want to do like a photo shoot or like, let me do a little documentary. I have an idea. And he's like, all right, cool. So like, he gave me the key and I went in there and like I did some stuff and people were like, oh, she's breaking and entering. I'm like, I'm not. Like, why would I be posting it if I'm breaking and entering, guys? Come on, calm down. But so I decided to reach out to the Historical Society. I reached out to diner restoration, like people or whatever. Like, I don't even know their like term, like what they go by. Diner restorers, I guess, but whatever. And I was just like, you know what? I at least want to say I tried. Like, I don't got money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like made money where I'm like, yeah, here we go. Let me buy that diner.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, but like, I was just like, I want to at least say that I tried something to save it because I've always remembered just as a kid walking past with my parents, looking at the old menu, being like, it'd be so cool to like bring this back and have that same menu, like the same prices one day a week. My dad was like, well, you can't, that'd be way too cheap. You can't do that. And I'm like, no, I can. So, fast forward like 30 years and I was just like, oh, shoot. So I reached out, Historical Society, diner restorers around America, like really famous ones. And they called me up, like one guy, Steve Harwin, he's like, everyone in Ohio is telling me, because he's in Ohio, he's like, everyone in Ohio is telling me to call this girl Dana from Little Falls. What do you got going on? He's like, if I had to put money on somebody to get something done, it'd be you. And I'm like, just like, thank you, So it was cool. But so we talked and he said the one line that I wanted to hear, and it's not beyond hope and you can totally fix it.
Beautiful.
And I was like, that's like the beginning of a movie right there. Let's rock,
Yeah.
And then, so then I reached out to Historical Society. I started doing research with some of the people there. And then one of the guys there was like, hey, I think I know someone that might be willing to invest in it. And I was like, stop.
Come on.
Yeah, I was like, this is a joke. I'm in Panera Bread. Like, I remember exactly where I was. He called me and I was like, what? And so, like my life was just not in shambles at the time, but I was, in the rocky patch again. Here we are all the time, up and down roller coaster. And I was just like, so that just gave me hope for something. And then like, because I was just in like such a bleh time, I was like, all right, let's rock. But yeah, so then it just snowballed, and now it is what it is today. And people just keep coming up to me and telling me stories, and I started recording some people, blah, 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 blah. And then, I found the investor, we got along, I talked to the town, I talked to the mayor, I talked to everyone, talked to the owners, everyone's like on board. And I was like, all right, what's next? So now that's like where we're at in the process of like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, nothing's in solid. Like I was just talking to a friend on the way here. He's like, well, like, what do you got? Like, is it happening or what? Like, you doing this all for nothing? I'm like, look, man, if it's all for nothing, so be it. Like, I started this as just doing a little documentary. I just wanted to tell the story before it was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And now like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And like, I at least can say I tried, and I can share the story still because a lot of people are interested in it, because there is a lot of crazy stories from that diner. It's like almost 100 years old.
Is it?
Yeah. So
what's the story behind it?
I mean, long story short, there was a diner, from what I gather, there was a diner, an O'Mahony diner. So New Jersey is like the diner capital of the world.
Yeah.
And they are made, they used to just like make little like trailer car diners and ship them out everywhere, all the way even to like Germany and wherever, overseas. So there was a diner company in Little Falls called the Mountain View Diner Company, which is down in Singac, New Jersey, which is also Little Falls. And then, it's like all this crazy stuff. There was also a theme park called like Pleasure Park or something. Yeah. Bad choice of names. In Little Falls.
In Little Falls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then there was like 5 diners in Little Falls. Like Little Falls is popping. There was bowling. There's a movie theater. I was like, yo, what do we got, man? Like, but whatever. But it was cool. And so I learned a lot about that. But then, so the O'Mahony, I don't know which town it was from, but an O'Mahony, it looks like, was in there from like the 30s to 40s. They could change them out like nothing back then.
Okay.
So they took that one out, from what I assume, and then put this one in, which it looks like the exterior is a Coleman, and then the interior is a Master Diner. So maybe Master, what they would do sometimes, because they always have a plaque in the diners. If you fixed it or something, that company would come in and put their plaque on top of the Coleman Diner.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they fixed it up inside now.
Yeah.
But that one was placed around the 40s and has been there ever since. They've obviously done stuff inside to change it, and had a kitchen on the back, which burnt down in 95.
That's what I heard.
Once that was burnt down, the diner was still pretty much intact. It was just the kitchen that was extended off of it that was ruined.
It was open when it was burned, or it was shut down?
No, it was open. There was there was an owner, like I think 3 guys or something like that owned it at the time.
Okay.
Owned it. They leased it. Like everyone leased this thing, I guess. But then it burnt, and I guess just after that, it was just never reopened because of a lot of different things. I mean, the owners tried to donate it. They tried to offer it to people, and they've tried many different ways, because some people always give them like a bad rap of like, oh, they didn't do anything with it. It's like, no, they've tried things for the last 30 years. Like movies wanted it, Whole Foods wanted it. Yeah, but just things don't happen. Timing is everything, right? Yeah. And so it was just that the universe was waiting for me to turn 31 to finally to do this.
Yeah.
So
how does that? So the owners had it for how long? How many years?
I don't know exactly how long, but they definitely had it for like the last 30
I always wonder
years.
Sometimes with places like that. There's so many places where I see it. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's been closed.
So smart to invest.
It's almost like like everyone just disappeared off Earth, and like it was just left
it,
and everything inside is like on. There's like a drink on the counter. Like people just disappeared.
Yeah. Like,
there's so many places like that. I'm like, I always wonder. Sometimes I tried finding people that like of these places, you know. So I always wondered, in that sort of situation, like, have they just been like paying for the land, or do they just own it?
I don't know like the logistics, but I mean they definitely own the land, right? So, but the thing is they own the land, and then the, whoever they lease it to or whatever would lease. It's just like renting an apartment or something like that. Yeah. They just rent that spot of it, and then they have the rest. But I don't know like the logistics of it in that regard.
Yeah.
But I know they had it for a while, obviously.
It's just interesting to see like how, you know, something that's just sitting there forever.
Of
like,
course.
No life, and then someone like you comes along and is like busts the door open and is like wants to do something, you know?
Well, it's like
cool.
I think like other people probably did try to put like legwork in, and another thing is like a lot of people, they don't want to put money into something they don't own.
Right.
So if they're not going to own it, they're like, well, why am I going to do it? Me, I'm crazy. And I found an investor that's just as crazy as I am. And we're like, yeah, let's invest in this without owning it. Frick it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why not, you know?
What's your vision of this Little Falls Diner?
I just want to reopen it. Just kind of like restore it to like what it looks like. Obviously, probably a little bit newer. Gotta fix the panels. There's leaks. We just tarped the roof the other day, and that didn't really work. But hey, it's a learning curve. You know what I mean? But just restoring it to kind of like what it looks like, and then having really good food, like one page menu.
Love this
brunch kind of spot.
That's
you
the
know,
move. That's the
there's
move.
an ice cream spot next door. I'm not going to compete with it.
Yeah.
I want to get the ice cream from there if I could, so I can make milkshakes. You know, I know they're going to have milkshakes too, but I'm like, you're at a diner. You're going to have a milkshake. You got to have them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
But like I'm also a baker, so like I would make all the desserts, you know, because I know it'd be quality. Because like no offense, but diners desserts, they're always like those
dry cakes.
prepackaged
pre-bought.
junk in the like, you know, case and stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
maybe I'll
There's
have a
50
case, but it'll
different
be
kinds.
good.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, it's like quality over quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I
you
can
know?
like imagine like one on the counter, like one of those. You know how they would sit on the counter, you'd have your coffee, and then you'd have a piece of
Pie.
lemon
Steaming.
meringue or something.
Take
you know?
the glass top off.
I could
Can I offer?
Yes, behind the counter, the apron, the whole thing.
But I just really want, my biggest thing is I just really want to keep the community together with this and just kind of like let it rock the way it is.
Yeah.
And I have, like, I went to Passaic Valley High School, which is in town.
PV.
PV. And
Hornets.
Yes. There you go. You know yourself. And, you know, I was in marching band. And
wow.
So like I have a bunch of old photographs from like all the way from the 40s when my grandpa and grandma were like in marching band that, you know, no one's using. So like, you know, like it's kind of like a bad example, but you know how like Applebee's has like a bunch of
I
like,
know exactly what you're talking about.
like school
100%.
and people like from town.
Like old photos.
But like that, but like for Little Falls, right? But like real photos.
Right.
And like, you know, we had like a little street fair thing recently, and I just had my cousin who's 11 that's trying to get into design the picture of the diner, just like a coloring book look. And so it was really cool because she got to do that, and I gave it and handed it out to all the kids, and they just started coloring it. So I want those pictures in the wall. Like I want to make like a collage or something. So like I just want to bring the community together, and like just when they walk in, I helped with that. I did that drawing, or I put that up, or I did the upholstery to the seats, whatever it may be, like that kind of thing.
That's a real beautiful thing. Like
It's
to
great.
bring a town back together, and I feel like that was a thing of the past that we kind of lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Part of
nowadays, you know.
Community. Yeah,
But I just I love it. Like I mean, just like sorry to rant, but like just to know that like this diner doesn't have feelings, so we think, right? But like this diner doesn't have feelings, or it doesn't know what's going on. But like to fight for something that can't fight for itself is such a cool feeling.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like I just love that. Like that diner's got nothing to give me.
Yeah.
And some people are like, "Oh, you're doing this for self-promotion or something." I was like, if I wanted to self-promote, I could just go on Instagram and, I don't know, make a reel, bro.
Yeah,
like I don't need to go through all this hassle to restore a diner.
Right. Like your life's going fine without the diner.
Yeah,
You don't need the diner.
This is just an added thing now.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it so much. So
The interesting thing, the thing about the community thing leaving, it's so crazy because I was there yesterday taking the video and the photos and everything.
Yeah.
And there was at least 10 people stopped me like, oh, like what's going on? Like what's happening? Is this opening up? Like what's going to happen? And I'm telling them like, oh yeah, you know, someone's opening it back up. I'm just taking photos for stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
every time.
And
every time I'm there.
And I'm like, you know what? It really is, there's a community there. You know, it's existent.
It's
you
like
know?
I like
Sometimes it
literally-
takes like someone or something to bring it all together.
Yeah.
And you're
Who
at
wants
this
to
perfect area where like
It is perfect.
the church is right there.
It's perfect.
The
I
ice
know,
cream
I
spot
know,
there.
right?
It's perfect.
It's
I was
It's a
like,
perfect spot.
I was sitting there and I was just like it was like the sun was coming down, and I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
you know, I can imagine it. You know what I mean?
And when Cecilia and her like coworkers and stuff came to film, we woke up at like 6 a.m. and started filming. Like when this, yeah. Oh, the whole like the 3-minute doc is out already.
Yeah,
like part 1.
Get out
Yeah, you have to
where
see
can
it.
I find? Where can we find it?
It's like on YouTube and stuff. It's
on
like
YouTube?
I think it's
this
the
is Little
trailer.
Falls Diner. No, we have.
Oh, really?
It's like this is part 1 now.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, but now
like-
it's like a 3-minute
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that one?
I think I just saw it was
30
like a minute trailer thing.
Oh no, you
So
gotta
what
see
do we
the 3-minute.
search, and is it in your bio?
I could put it in the Little Falls
Put it in
Diner
the description.
at Little
We'll put it
Falls
in our
Diner on
description.
Instagram. You can
At
find
Little
everything
Falls
there.
Diner on Instagram.
Or Dana M. Schaeffer, it's just my boring name. Or on YouTube, it's just like this is the Little Falls Diner or something like that by NB
Yeah.
Media.
NB
or-
Pro
Media.
Yeah,
Productions.
NB Pro.
But yeah, it's like that's what I was gonna say. Like the other day, I got a message from a woman who was just like, "I love what you're doing with the diner. I'm so in awe with you. I have brain cancer." And I want to she's like, it's incurable, like cancer or whatever. And she's like, I just want to chip in whenever I heal and whatever I can do to chip in. I'm like, you can do like actual work for it, or if you have artwork, or if you have something you want to like put in like a memorabilia or whatever, like would love to have you a part of it. But she was just like so happy that I was doing that. She's like, can't wait to see it open. And I'm like, I just can't wait to dine with you in there. But it's just like, I'm just like, that is what I want. I don't care about anything. I'm not here for the money at all. I don't know. You can't make bank doing a restaurant.
Especially if you're renovating a place from,
Yeah. But it was just like that was
going in
crazy.
like that.
To
You know what I
just
mean?
start it again is enough to put you out. So
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you really have to I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
It
do
can
it for
only
that
be
reason.
coming from a good place.
has
If
to
you're
be.
doing something like
it
that.
has to be. Well, I think it says a lot what you said about. I haven't heard it put that way, but fighting for something that can't fight for itself is so noble. It's so selfless. Like giving yourself up to something that can't fight. It's like I don't know. It's like someone who's fighting out of their weight class, and then like you step up because they're gonna get pummeled. Like they can't fight back. There's not enough. They don't have the juice. They don't have the weight behind them. They don't have anything.
Yeah.
And it's an inanimate object. It's just a tin can with some boots in it. You know what I mean? That used to house people and feed and like have food in it with the community. But there's layers to that. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Community exists there. History exists there. And like the potential to bring that back to a community that like, I don't know, man, like it's a noble effort to try to not turn back the clock, but like in terms of values, like bring community together instead of like allow people to kind of separate and leave. It's a noble thing.
Yeah.
It's a real noble thing. And it can happen in a diner. It could happen in a school. It could happen anywhere.
Well, my thinking is like, where do you go, at least back in my day, like where would you go like after a celebration,
Diner.
a birthday, a
Diner.
graduation, a funeral, everything?
you
You
go
go
eat.
to a diner, right? So my
especially
thinking though is like, this is going to be like a 7 to 3 type hour shift, right? Afterwards, it's going to be a podcast studio.
Okay.
Come
you
to
got
the
me.
podcast.
Shut it down.
You know,
And you
right?
got me.
Come on.
Then we're in.
And like,
Whoa.
wouldn't that be
love
fun?
it. Oh
Like,
my
that's what I want to do.
gosh.
I just want and I have like a bunch of people. I work in radio. Everyone's like, we'll do a live remote there. We'll do this. Like, I got people already wanting to do music videos there, movies there, and I'm like,
100%.
guys, slowly roll, please.
We
like,
need to make it safe first.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
let's see if we can walk on the floors in
Yeah.
the back. You can. It's good. My dad and a few people were on the roof the other day tarping it. So
Okay,
like, luckily
beautiful.
it's still good. But
This is
Solid.
good. You're blending your interests
Yeah.
with like building this thing back as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
This
it's
is really
fun.
cool.
And that will
Yeah.
only aid to like having this place be like, it's like even more history being added to it.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
It's beautiful. I wanted to say this before I forget it. A good idea, I think, would be like with that person that reached out with brain cancer. Maybe you can reach out to all the, because I think Dave was telling me there's a bunch of people that used to go there, right? Like in the town, like obviously older people. What if you get like the stories from all of them and have like a book?
that's what I'm
She's
doing.
Oh, you're doing
recording
it.
them all. Yeah,
well,
it's already on it.
That's
You're
what I'm
already on
doing. Yeah.
I love that then.
I
Oh
had
my
them
goodness.
the first time I had
Oh,
like 4 or
that's
5
great.
people in.
Yes.
Like in February. It was like
Yes.
freaking cold.
Yes.
And I'm always cold, you know what I mean? And then like I'm inviting these people that don't even know me off of Facebook to come
Yeah.
into the diner just to sit down and talk.
yeah.
And I'm recording them. So I had hot coffee on the counter. Like I scrubbed every seat, every counter, every table, every chair. And everyone's like, why are you cleaning it all? Like, it's garbage. I'm like, yeah, but at least if it's clean, you can kind of get the picture in your mind of what it could look like again.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But then I had everyone coming in and sitting down, and it's like, water's like, blink, like dripping and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're walking around, and they're like, wow. And then they're telling me I had my birthday over here.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Stuff
it's
like
cool,
that.
And like, so I have those stories, and
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
get more. It's just that so many people reached out. Like I have, so I mean, it grew to like 1,000 in a month.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like I had some like Ty Pennington, like Home Extreme Makeover guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
He keeps liking my stuff. I'm like,
Hey, Ty, come on, man. We
Come to
need you,
makeover.
dude. Yeah, we need you.
Makeover.
Jeez.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's just like I'm just here for the ride,
Yeah.
and whatever happens, happens. It's just like, and I just want to share it with everyone. I don't
Well,
know.
this is where I want to like intersect this
Yeah.
conversation
Let's do
because
it.
I'm dying to know. You were talking about going to Europe last year and like
Mm-hmm.
the trip and how you just booked it on a whim, 4 days, and like last night I booked the last room and then I got just what I needed. I get out there, whatever. You go in blind.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you always like that? Did you always have like this thing about you where you were like, I'm willing to throw myself into a thing I'm not comfortable with and I'll figure it out? Or is it something like you kind of gained the courage to do?
Yeah, well, there was actually a professor in Willie P. that I don't remember his name. I think it was like it started with a W. It was definitely Polish and stuff, older guy. But I wish I knew who the heck it was because I'd love to connect with him now and be like, "Yo, I did it." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like back in the day, I was talking to him one day, and I was still in Willie P. I was still in college, and it was like 2011 ish. And I was just going to get my first internship, but then I also had this opportunity to go to LA for an internship. And I was like, I don't know. I never been to LA, but my friend at Rita's, she's like, come to LA with me. And I was like, that was like my first like think, like, let me, And I'm an only child. So my dad's like super overprotective. My mom is like, she's more chill, know, but my dad was like, what are you talking about? You're going to go to LA. You're like 19. And I was just like, maybe. And so anyway, the professor, I was talking to him, I was like, I don't know, what should I do? And he's just like, don't live your life with what ifs. And I was like, okay, and then also my boss or chef or like, I call him like my godfather at this point, Tommaso at BVO. When I went to LA and I came back and I worked with him again, because I kept leaving and coming back to that job. They just always took me back because I was doing things in radio too. Like they saw me at the beginning of my radio career before I had my first internship at WPLJ, with Scott and Todd in the morning. So I was like, yeah, I really wanted to go to San Francisco, and I didn't get to go because my friends didn't want to come with me. He's like, Dana, if you wait for other people, it's never going to happen.
True.
And I was like,
True.
dang, and that was 2012. Wow. And then I got my first internship in radio. Then I got my first full-time job in radio while I was still full-time in school. And then I literally like blacked out and fainted because I was working like a dog, but it was crazy. But like, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Right. There was times where I got like paychecks that were like, because I was getting $10 an hour, it took me $20 to get into the city, but I was only working 3 hours. So I had a paycheck for $10 in profit. You know what I mean? But like, I was like, it's going to pay off one day.
Yeah.
Still kind of waiting for it to pay off. But it's all right. It's all right.
We need that raise.
I mean, I have like a great job now, so I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying like, I still got debt. But yeah, so it's just like, I've always kind of been a scaredy cat, really. Like I was the one that like really believed in like dare and all that kind of stuff. And like, I was in Catholic school and the nuns were like, if you don't finish your plate of food, you're going to hell. I'm like, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't say hell for a long time. I still say heck. I don't really curse. I say frick. Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was always like that kind of thing. But now I just don't curse because I don't want an FCC thing coming at me if I say it on air.
Strike, right.
Yeah, like laugh at me if you want, but I'm not paying 20 grand for a fine.
Respect, yeah.
But yeah, so I never was really like that until those two people really started telling me like, hey, you know what I mean? And then like 2016 happened. I went to LA again for a few months. And then I was like, frick it, I'm going to San Francisco. And then that was my first solo trip. I road tripped all the way up by myself. I didn't tell my parents until I got home. So I went up and then I flew to Florida to visit my family over there. And then I went back to Jersey. And then that's kind of what started it all. And then I saw radio conferences everywhere. And I was like, wait, this is a great excuse to travel. So I started traveling for all these radio conferences and volunteering my time and saying like, hey, if I help you out, can you like help me with my hotel or something? And then that's what kind of like snowballed that part.
So you've always been a go-getter, like off of what the professor said. You were like, I'm just gonna start swinging, and I'm just gonna keep moving.
Yeah, and I was just like, look, I'll work for free. I don't care how long. And like, look, I'm still working for free sometimes. You know what I mean? And like that's one thing, like, because I'm really big on college radio. Do you remember Rob Quick?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I work with Rob Quick a lot with College Radio Day still because we helped. Like I helped him.
You built it. No,
yeah,
did you guys build that?
he built like it's all his thing. But like I definitely helped him like. Supported him in any way he could.
For sure.
I could. But like I'm big on like,
Can we
doing
talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's please.
Rob Quick, he was at Willie P and he was leading the department, the radio department.
Yeah.
Created College Radio Day?
College Radio Day.
Is that not insane? That's Willie P.
He has a great name too.
I know, right?
UK
and he's
too.
British.
Yeah,
he's like, hello, John. Yeah.
So what is that? What is College Radio Day?
College Radio Day is just basically like this like charity kind of like foundation where it brings awareness to college radios across America. And then we broadcast one day, 24 hours of all college radio across America.
I remember this.
And like even international, like Italy and you name it, everywhere they're broadcasting it. And it just brings us all together and just like shows what we can do and hoping to, for kids to get jobs or just awareness to the stations because a lot of college stations like to shut down now because they're like, who needs radio?
Right.
Willie P had that kind of issue recently. And so I started throwing out surveys to everyone. I was like, yo, fill this out. Like say radio's like still alive. Radio. And so they kind of like, I guess like changed their mind about it. And I was like, thank God, because I was like, look, I'm in radio still, you know what I mean? Like, and I talk to these kids.
You came from here too, and why shut it down?
Yeah, it's so.
What was your interest in? Like, how did that come about?
It didn't.
I keep cutting you off.
No, you're fine. But like, I really didn't have an interest in radio. Like, I always listened to it with my grandma while I was watching ABC 7, Eyewitness News or Good Morning America. Especially during the summers, like she'd watch me, so we'd like bake. And then we'd watch ABC 7.
So there's some nostalgia there.
So that was all I wanted to do. I wanted to bake and I wanted to be on TV. Right. And like, I think it was like Peter Jennings died. And they had like a memorial kind of like video in memoriam kind of thing. And I was watching it and like how many lives he touched. And I was like, man, like I want to be remembered like that one day. I wasn't thinking about the job. I was thinking about my death at like 7 being like, that's how I want to be remembered. Like,
wow.
Yeah, but it was, so that's what it was. So like, I'm glad that before my grandma died in 2015, like I wrote her a card and I literally said like, everything I'm doing is because of you. And like half of my tattoos are for her and my other grandma. And I have my my radio and my baking.
Wow.
I love it.
So yeah.
What was your grandmother's name?
Laura. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's cool.
That's
she's
awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite memories of your grandma?
Oh.
If you're okay with sharing.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I mean, just probably just all of that. Like she was the sweetest person and she literally just, I don't know, she taught me how to bake. She taught and my mom and dad are great too, nothing against them. They're great.
Not as great, but they're good.
My grandma, she'd do my homework for me. Yeah, she would help me, but she'd help me out. She'd help me learn script. She would teach me Polish. We'd bake.
Polish?
Yeah. I'm Polish and
Yeah,
German.
me too.
Yeah?
I have such a similar, just like with my great grandma. She raised
Polish
me.
together? There you. No. Okay.
Trochę.
That would have been the first.
Mama słabo polskie. I'm so bad. I'm so
I know
bad.
more Italian now than Polish.
I'm so bad at Polish.
I think mężczyzna, I think that means boy. I used to do
Smacznego. It just means tastes great.
Rosetta Stone. I did that, a jail-hacked Rosetta Stone in high school.
My parents are gonna be so pissed.
Danusha is my name in Polish, though.
Danusha.
Yeah, Jacen kocham. I mean, that's I love you, right?
Kocham
Something
cię.
like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I don't know. My grandma said.
Yeah, you sound more Italian now.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of this.
Hey, can't do that in Italy.
But I have a very similar thing with my great grandma. Like, I always find myself like thinking that too. Like, oh, like I love my mom and dad, but like I always have this soft spot for my grandma.
I think everyone kind of does, you know.
I wanted to ask how important, because it seems like even with the the diner and these stories and even radio, how important is like nostalgia to you?
Oh, it's everything.
Because I've
You can't
all
tell.
the time. Me too.
I'm
Like,
living in the past.
I mean, me too. 100%. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes feels like Sometimes I feel for myself. I'm like I'm too nostalgic. Like I need to stop.
Shake it. You're trying to get off.
Well, no, because I love it, and it's
You
not.
want to be
It's
more
not
in
going
the
to stop.
present.
Yeah,
Right here.
but
But
really, when I turn this camera off,
yeah,
when Dave goes home.
we'll just think about the past the whole time.
yeah. But how important is like nostalgia for you, and why do you think that? I don't know. Maybe for me, it feels like sometimes it runs like sometimes my decisions or even what I like or enjoy or what I want to do. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like, I mean,
Is it important?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess so. It's what where I came from, I guess, and like everything that I know and love is because of the past, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I don't know why I harp so much on the past. Like I'm not harping on the past in a negative way, you know, but like yeah, but I'm thinking of the positive things that came out of it. Like even like if it is a negative thing, I'm like wait, I'm not going to feel bad about this. And like, this is like another thing that happened, like through the last year and stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to feel bad with reconnecting with people that I shouldn't have reconnected with because, you know what? It led me to different experiences and meeting more people and everything like that now are great friends and actually have helped me out. You know what I mean? So like, so be it, you know? Went through some bad times, but it's all right. It's worth it. You know, I don't know. But like this nostalgia part of it is just like, I don't know. I just want to like, I remember like my grandma just doing all those things with me. And because of that, it always brought me great memories. And I was like, I would love to do this as a living, you know, and I got to tell her that before she died. So that's all that matters to me. I'm like, I wish she could see me now because where I work and what I'm doing, like, I remember I made my first cheesecake, but it was close to like her dying already, you know, and I burnt it and it cracked. And I was like, damn, like I wanted to make her a good cheesecake. Yeah. I mean, she said she liked it. I'm sure she was kind of like, no, it was great, you know.
It's a Basque cheesecake, you know?
Yeah. But like, I wish she tried my cheesecake now, you know? And like, that's really like all that matters to me. It's like, I don't care about the big stuff, you know? I don't know. I can go on.
No, I agree 100%.
Go on. I don't want to cut you off. No. How do you want to be remembered? Because you just brought up as a kid, you wanted to be remembered for this grandiose thing of like, I want to influence all these people and help them and give them like this light that this man gave them. So many people like on the news. How do you want to be like? How has it changed for you, or is it still the same? Like, what is it now for you? How do you want to be remembered?
It's always been the same. I think I just really want to just make people happy. I have it tattooed on me in Italian, Felice. Okay. Because before that trip, the word happy was following me like crazy. I got a happy face tattooed on my ring finger because like a lot of bros in Jersey, they got like money bags.
Are you mocking me?
No. Or do you have a money bag or a dollar sign tattooed on your ring finger?
Actually, no, I don't.
No offense to anyone who does, but if they say I'm married to the money,
I'm married to the game.
Covering my
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, come on.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Shoot. Like
do
they
you
all.
mean?
Wait, we all have tattoos.
You obviously
Wait,
don't
you're
know-
not married to the game?
You don't know what podcast you stepped into. No, just-
Yeah, like shoot, I'm gonna leave now. But like because of that tattoo, that everyone like because I've had multiple men like or guys or boys just be like.
We're talking about
shade.
little men, like boys, not men.
Gosh.
Chuck. Continue.
But you know, because of them, they're like, "Oh, I'm married to the money." I'm like, "Please, like, is that really like?" There's like, money's everything. Money buys happiness. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
No.
Like, I'm broke all the time, and I'm super happy.
Yeah,
you know. But so I got a tattoo of the smiley face on my wedding ring finger because I am married to happiness
Look
or
at
like that kind of
that.
thing.
Look at that.
And then like maybe one day if I ever get engaged, I could be like, you know, and it'd be like a cute photo op. Like smiley face, engagement ring. I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good photo.
Yeah, it would be great.
that'll be a
I'm
good
just,
photo.
I can't wait for that
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah, it's coming.
But yeah, no, like, so long story, I don't know, not even long story short, but like, I just want to be remembered to like making people smile and happy. And that was always like my thing. There was a teacher that I had in high school.
Teachers, dude, you're
Yo,
really influencing.
oh yes. Yeah. And I
yeah.
mean, if they were good teachers, they were great teachers
I
for
agree
me.
100%.
I mean, even the crazy bad teachers, like I take everyone for what they are, you know, and like that's the thing. Like I tell like college students because especially now, there's like a lot of things like comments people can make and stuff like that, and anyone could get offended by it because it's such a very diverse world now. And I'm just like, look, like I get it, and you can get offended, and in radio, like people have said things to me that I would maybe was offended by or whatever. But I have like a really thick skin. I'm a very sensitive person and very just like I don't like confrontation. But I think I have a very thick skin, and I just take everyone for who they are. Right. So it's like if they hurt me or if they're like rude to me or whatever, I'm like, all right, that's their bag. It ain't mine.
Yeah.
Just leave it as is,
Right,
you know?
right.
So then that's the thing with teachers too. And like, so my one teacher, he said like he always would write a quote every week on the board. And one was like a smile, the universal language or something is like a smile. Like it's all the same.
Universal language.
Yeah.
Smile is universal.
Smile is a universal language. So it was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, that's all I really wanted to do. And it was funny because the word happy was following, and like, look, I have a happy bracelet on. It's just all over the place. And
Smiley faces there. Yeah,
if you want it, go get it, you know?
Yeah.
And I love smiley faces. So anyway, I didn't plan it like that, but then people started sending me smiley faces or texting, I thought of you. And like, you know, my one friend, she sent me a hat with a smiley face on it. And that was when I went through like a really bad breakup like 2 years ago.
Right.
And she sent that to me and she's like, hey, I just thought of you. I saw this hat and, you know, reminded me of you. And I was just like, I started bawling my eyes out. Cause like at that moment I was like, if people are sending me smiley faces saying it reminded them of me, I made it.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. I mean, I would love to keep moving up the ladder, but like I like at the same time, like I don't like need anything else. Like if you're looking at a smiley face and you're thinking, "Hey, Dana Schaeffer," like that's fine in my book, you know. So that's what I want to be remembered for. It's just like that's fine, you know. I like that was like the coolest feeling in the world, and now people still send me it. So like just to like so in case I have a bad day or something. This is something that I've started telling my friends, and people are like, oh, this is actually a great idea. If you are having like, cause I'm like insecure, or like, you know, I have like confidence issues sometimes, you know, like it's just, it's a thing, it's life. But if you're doubting yourself or something, make a folder or make a folder in your notes or in your photos and put things that make you happy in it, or comments, or like if someone like complimented you, something like, hey, I like your beard. Whatever. You're a great person and you work very hard, whatever it may be, right? You look great in gray.
Great, dude.
But like whatever it may be, right? Take those little quotes and put them in a note. So like if you ever are having a bad day, you can go back to it, and like I have it as my make me happy folder, and then I just look at it. It's kind of cheesy maybe,
No, that's dope.
but like so anytime someone sent me a smiley face, I like screenshotted that, or I took a picture and then I put it in my little folder. I'm like, remember, these people like thought of you, and
I love it because it's so easy to like forget about, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to.
How much we have.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's very simple, very easy to like allow a good thing to go by and not like log it. Yeah. There's a cool app I downloaded called 3 Good Things.
Oh, that's cool.
And you just it gives you three blocks and just says what are 3 good things about your day today. Put them in.
Oh,
move on to the next thing. When it comes up, you
I
put
like
them in.
that.
3 things, and it's a mental. You're taking awareness of like the inventory of what you should be grateful, or what you are actually grateful for the day.
Did you do that today?
No, not yet.
What are your 3 things?
Slacking.
See, let's do this. Let's do this.
I love it.
Thank you.
We do 3.
Grateful you came on this podcast today. That grateful we reconnected in this weird social media way, and Man, what am I grateful for? What else? What's a good thing? Dude, that I get an opportunity to like help my buddy with his film in Texas this week.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so that's my 3 things.
Beautiful.
What's your 3
What's
things?
yours?
For sure, before this, I was freaking out.
You were freaking out a little.
Freaking out.
Yeah.
Definitely freaking out.
But you didn't quit.
And I was going to quit,
you
but I
were not.
didn't.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Yeah.
And Daniel showed up, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
We're having a great conversation. Grateful for that.
Boom.
Grateful for the studio. I have someone that is there I can trust to come and help me out and record some stuff.
Boom.
Without even having to ask, are you coming in today? No, they just showed up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another thing with work, someone checking me on something where they thought we were, you know what? They called me and checked on like, oh, am I getting like messed up over here? Like, are you doing something that's like, you're not like fulfilling this? And I said, oh no, it's just like this happened, blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad someone can check up on instead of like, you know, not asking or like, just be like, oh, whatever. Like,
Right.
they checked on it.
Right, let it go by.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
3 things, Dana.
Yeah, I'm grateful to reconnect and meet new people and everything all the time. And especially with the diner, it's like really led me to reconnect and connect with so many great people. The diner documentary thing that just was released today. Super grateful for that. It looks freaking awesome.
I just want to like watch
Hey,
it.
you can, you know,
Maybe at the
link
tail
to
end
it
of
or
this
something.
thing.
We want to have them get the views.
Yeah,
Come
go
on.
watch
Yeah.
it. Go watch it.
Click on the link down below.
Yeah. And then what else? I'm grateful. So cheesy. I'm grateful
I love the cheese. Get
for
cheese.
the bad days to make the good days even better.
Yes.
There you go.
I have another question. Are we good on time?
I have another answer.
We're good. We're good.
Maybe you do, maybe no. We don't know.
We'll see.
Let's see. This could stump you.
I can talk forever.
Me too. Okay. Because this is something that kind of hit me in a major way. I was using social media in a way that I really liked, and I felt like I love vulnerability. I love when people kind of open up and we can share together. And I get to know you a bit more, and you get to know me a bit more, and we're just like seeing deeper than what's at the skin level. You know, that's always. I don't know, just always fascinates me and it fills me up and it feels like there's a connection happening that gives you hope and excitement and like, I don't know, in a passing way you don't quite get.
Yeah.
And I was using my social media that way and it felt really like fulfilling. And I was like, man, I love this. You know, I could do this forever. And then there was a moment after like a year of doing it this way where I was like, man, I'm kind of exhausted of like, you know, trying to keep up with responses to questions. And, you know, I also have my own life going on where I'm kind of missing the moment in life because I'm on the phone and now it's becoming too much. And so I'm like, I just got to clear the decks and I got to get off social media for a while. And I realized like, it's just too much for me right now. I and it's silly, it's stupid, but like it's my own.
It's a lot.
It's me. And I have a very short attention span and like I can focus on one thing really good, but I can't focus on many. So all to say like, are there days when like the happy, like the bringing the light to dark places that you see, or like trying to like lighten someone's day, does it ever become overwhelming? And on those days, what are some things that you do to fill yourself back up? You know what I'm saying? Do you ever have to step away from the happy? Because you just said about the bad days.
Yeah.
So how do you handle those days?
Well, I mean, I had a lot of them over the last like year or two. And a lot of the times I didn't show it towards the end. And I just like was like, you know what? Like, you know, they always said in radio when I was working in LA, it was like, oh, you know, transparency, be vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. Like that's how you're gonna really like make a mark. And so I was like, all right, let me try it. And so I started doing that, and then people would reach out and they were like, thank you so much for posting this, or thank you so much for saying that, or whatever. And even when I do that now, I'm never hiding myself from it. I'm not like posting passive aggressive posts or whatever, being like, you know, I mean maybe I'll post a funny reel about something that's kind of passive aggressive, you know what I mean? Like shooting towards something or someone, you know, but not really. Like, I mean, I make sure that I'm pretty open with it. I don't want to hide anything. Like want to write a book, and I am writing a book kind of thing. Like I'm in the process of like a book that will be showing the process of my life, and then one day I'll publish it when I'm at where I feel comfortable publishing it kind of thing. But like people are like, oh, like, do you want to share that? Do you want to share this? I'm like, no, I don't care. Like, because if it was me, for instance, I read a few different books of people in radio who went through crazy, crazy situations or scenarios or relationships that I really related to. And when I read those books, I was like, holy smokes, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Wow.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
Yeah. And then so I was like, if I didn't read those books or they didn't make them, I would have never known. Right. You know what I mean? Like I probably wouldn't have that hope that I had at that moment, you know? So like, I want to be that for other people. And I've posted things where people, they thank you so much for saying that or posting that or whatever it is. And it's like, I don't care. Like I'd be worried sometimes in the past, like, how many likes am I going to get? Like, is it going to take off or what, you know? But now I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
That's freedom.
Yeah, like
That is freedom.
it doesn't matter. Like I'm like, look, if it gravitates to one person or a million people, so be it. But quality over quantity, because I know people who pretend that they're great people and they have 1 million followers or something. That's awesome. And yeah,
It's Mike.
I knew it. But like they're actually like really fake, and they're not good people.
Yeah, man.
And then I know people that have 100 followers who are the most amazing human beings on this planet.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, but I know I'm a lot of followers. Like, does it matter? I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm going to like share you with
elevate.
the world.
I need to elevate you. You need to be
you're
seen.
amazing.
I totally
exactly.
agree. Totally agree.
You know, so like, and then like, that's the thing. So like, I mean, when I had those days, I was super transparent. Like I would just, I remember I posted one time that I was like singing on Instagram. I was like, I never sing or dance. And I did that too. Like I tried every kind of like outlet that I could, because for me, like I can't be alone. I can't be home alone. Like I need to like be out and like feed off of people to feel better. But yeah, like I was just being super vulnerable and like posting all this stuff. I posted like me crying one time, like not one of those like, let me put my phone on a tripod, and, you know, because that's what they have on Instagram Reels. But like I was like talking.
Get the lighting right before you let the tear fall. Yeah.
No, like I would just be like talking, and then I start crying, and I'm like, you know, I could delete this or I could just keep going. And I'm just like, and I always share how grateful I am and thankful for the people that do follow me, that do know me or don't know me, that are just like there in passing. You know, I don't know. I just wish I had endless amounts of money and power so that I can just make the world a better place.
Can we get her some money and power,
please?
You know,
like,
she's trying to do
I just
good
need like a
stuff.
really good spotlight. It's like you don't, but you do at the same time. You know, you like.
That's the game, isn't it?
It's hard.
You have
It's
good
hard.
intentions, and then like you kind of have to play this weird game of like, I need a platform to do anything.
Yeah, because then also like the people that like have money or have the power or fame or whatever, they're like not all like fantastic people all the time, and they can use it, and they're getting further up, and I'm like, what the frick?
And there's business interests, like business interests are attached to these people with these platforms because they have so many followers, so they're maybe pulling them one way or pulling them another way, and they can't be their true selves because they can't say this or do what their real intention was. Like, you know what I mean? They got to kind of play this game too.
The goodness comes from, you know, like your unique thing that you're
Your
trying
vulnerability,
to offer.
100%.
You have to be yourself.
But to get places, you have to sell that a little bit if you want to get there quicker.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, you do
I
have
think the
to
people
sell it.
that, like, people that we really like, that in our eyes have succeeded the all of that.
Yeah.
I think are people that stay true and stuck through everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of selling a little bit of themselves.
I think
There's not that many out there.
No, there's not. And I don't know everybody, and I can't speak for everybody, but like in the acting world, the storytelling world, like, you know, I've been after it for like 14, going on 15 years, and like, you know, you meet some people who have success, and you start to realize like it strips away. Yeah. If you did have good intentions, usually about like why you want to do what you want to do, you know, it kind of strips that away and it turns you into this glossy, like, I can't really talk about that, or, you know, life's fine. Like
it'll
it's
change
the
you.
light and good, and like
Yeah.
it does change you. And I think all of that attention is too much for one person too.
Yeah.
So that does change you inevitably. I don't think it's super healthy. Yeah. So like I think it you can have a great intention and you can really like go after that, and it's noble. But in the world we live in now, with the internet and like with, I don't know, the ladder, like where is the top of your ladder? You know what I mean? Like, what are you willing to give up to reach that top of your ladder? You know, like,
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard.
And we don't know until we get there.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't know what's at risk, I guess, until you felt it.
All I say is like I literally like pray to God like every day, because I'm just like,
Amen.
thank you God for what you gave me, the opportunities you continue to give me, the opportunities you've given me, like.
Yes.
And I always say, I'm like, I promise. Like I always pass my grandma and grandpa's grave like on the way home from my house, like the cemetery's right there, and I pray to them, and I'm just praying, and I'm just like, I promise you, when you give me the money and the opportunity and the fame or whatever, like the success or like the outlet to do everything that I want to do, I will not let you down. I will not let my name down, my family down, my mom, my dad, my grandma, everyone. Like, I will not let you down. I promise you. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people that have money now, or like, I'm going to like, I want it so that I can give it to my friends, my family, to people that need it, like whatever I could possibly do. You know what I mean? Pay back my parents for supporting me in every which way possible, or like, you know, my friends that are struggling, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. That's a lot of pressure too.
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
not blow it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if it did fall on you, it's
You know
like,
who's a really nice, like, famous person?
Who's that?
Danny Trejo.
is he?
Ooh.
Yeah, great guy.
Really?
Great guy. Like, look, everyone pretty much knows him, I would say.
Yeah, Danny Trejo's
He's super
man.
successful. He's been in the industry forever.
But he's also like been through some shit.
yeah, but he's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
And he just treats you like a human being.
But oh man, I could be way off when I say this. And this is kind of my own take.
What, you know Danny?
No. I would love to know Dan, but I don't know Dan. And I'm sure he is a great guy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who I can relate to in some ways that have gone through some things, and then it kind of makes them who they are. At first hard or you know, caught in addictions or caught in some kind of
there's a lot of
bad
that.
loops because of life or circumstance hurting them. And then coming out the other side, God willing, like Danny Trejo, like very, very much a down-to-earth human being who has had a successful career. And like, not saying you need that. You don't need to go through the fire, I guess, to be a great person. But I think that like, I believe in God. And I definitely think that God brought me to my knees because my priorities were way off,
Yeah.
you know? And I couldn't have seen it without coming down, being a rug being pulled out from under me. And then it's like, what do you have now?
Yeah.
Who are you now? Like, that was the big thing. In 2020, I always say this story, but like,
My friend had a similar situation,
Holy
like come to
cow.
Jesus moment
Yeah,
where he was
yeah.
on his knees and he was just like crying and praying
all the time. It just
What a story.
kept hitting me over and over. But like, I think it resonates with me so much. I wrote on my hand this lyric. I listened to this song. Never heard the song before. It's called "In Memoriam" on the way here. The Oh Hellos. Didn't know that they might be Christian. I don't know. But look into them if you haven't. The song "In Memoriam." It said. You're far too beautiful to leave me. The whole song is about like the beginning of the song. You know, she's singing this beautiful song. She's basically saying like you're out there in the ocean and your arms are like swinging wildly and like you just look so beautiful, but you're far too beautiful to love me. Like I'm too ugly.
Ooh.
Or you know, it keeps going. The second verse comes up and she's saying like, you know, you have all this and I have nothing, and like you're far. I'm far too poor for you to want me. Like I don't have
horrible.
enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the last verse is that. It's like, you know, all these things. I lose everything. I keep messing up. I keep making mistakes, and like, but you're far too beautiful to leave me. And when I had nothing, when it was taken away, and it was like nobody gives a you know what? You can't act to prove that you're somebody, so you're not getting it from there. You know, you're turning to all your vices, and now your wife's upset because you don't give a shit if she burnt her hand or not because you're in your thing. Now who are you? And it's like, dude, how did I get here? Like that was very interesting because my ego was, I realized after therapy and God, God above everything, but like awareness. Like I had a thing where I wanted to make everyone proud, and it was going to be through this thing. And if I wasn't doing this thing, then I have no worth. Because it's the only thing that ever gave back to me. Like people said, wow, dude. Oh, dude, I want to be your friend. Like, whoa. Oh, you were, dude. Like, and it just seemed to work. The doors kept opening. And I don't think that God doesn't want me to do that. Because I think he opened all those doors. But the way I took it was I used it like a drug. And it became like my validation. And then it became people. And it was like, if I don't have influence and people don't appreciate me, then like, I'm not shit. And he had to take it away from me, I believe. And he showed me what I am without it. And now I don't audition. Like I don't need it. I truly don't need it anymore because he ain't leaving me. So I'm loved, period. And like my job now is to like you, like bring a little light into a dark day for someone or do a small deed, you know? In whatever way your instinct calls, like in every way, whatever whisper you catch in the day, like follow that in. But all that, I'm talking a lot. But
no, this podcast is
we're catching up, right?
Yeah, we're catching up. It's a
So
podcast.
that was very, very important to me. I guess I was just all to say, like, yeah, God and like.
No, that. I gotta listen to that song.
Yeah, I would listen to it. I would
Yeah,
check it out. It's a beautiful song. I was crying on the way here.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get the tears going.
I know. Sorry.
No.
Okay, we're at our hour
about
mark.
it.
Yeah, this is it. But I want to ask you before you go, what is a piece of advice that you would give to like maybe that insecure girl like walking down the street past the diner? Like, what would you say to her?
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say to everyone, like, just like, you know, as long as you're like really believing in it. And I mean, I have believe tattooed on me. I have rise tattooed on me. I have mind over matter tattooed on me.
There.
That's for my grandma. I have YOLO tattooed on me. I know, because it was a YOLO trip into Mexico.
That's some New Jersey right there.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you really got YOLO tattooed on me? I'm like, yep.
Of course.
And then I have if not now, then when tattooed on me.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing this bracelet and I love it. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. So, I mean, I don't know. I love words, obviously. But just like really believing in yourself and what you want. Like, it's going to take forever. It will. It will take forever. And I say this at panels all the time for colleges. It's like, you're going to think it's going to be one straight line, but it's going to be like, like it's literally not, it's not going to be the way that I wanted it to be. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. It's just keep going and like don't quit, because there was many times that I wanted to quit something or give up or whatever, and I just like never did. Or like, it's just when the time is right, whatever is meant for you is going to be placed in line. And whether it's a lesson, a blessing, or something else. What do they say? You know, that saying or something like that. It's like, you're gonna learn something from it, and something is gonna happen from it, whether it's good or bad. And I mean, there's been plenty of ups and downs and everything in my life, but like, I just never let it get to me in the point where like, there was a woman also back in the day when I was in LA on my first internship. She said, no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. Yes. So just, you know, I don't know, all those words, just put them all together. And that's what I say to that young girl. It's but I mean, people reached out to me, and like some people were reaching out to me. They were going through tough times. They had a relationship end or this and that. They were a single parent now. And, you know, they're like, oh, I'm so happy to see that you're doing this. And you're an inspiration to my daughter or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool and everything. And I was saying that to be like, but what I'm always adamant in telling these people that are going through these trying times, I guess, is just like, just know that you can literally do anything. If I can get this diner, which it's not for sure yet, but if I can get this diner up and open, restored and open and running, literally I can accomplish anything in life. Like literally.
Yes, I
because
believe
I've
that.
done a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that I thought was impossible already. Yeah. And like, but like me having like no money to put into a diner and how I'm going to save it and restore it. Dang, I got pretty far already. Okay. So it's like, if I can do that, you can literally do anything. You just have to really believe, write it down and just say something and just pray for it, believe in it. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yo, come on, dude. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. Pray about it.
Yeah.
I'm so for that.
I have a last question. Are you going to be working at the diner?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're like a
Oh, yeah.
everyday thing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I mean, like,
love it.
maybe
When you
not
can,
like
when you can.
when I can, because I still love my job in radio and everything.
Yeah.
But like I do, everyone's like, are you just like trying to do this and then just like peace out? And I'm like, no, I don't know why it's a Valley girl saying that. But no, because I want to bake and I want to I want to walk in there every day and be like, how we doing? You know, like the old woman at diners, like, how
That's
you
what I was
guys
about to
doing?
say.
How's
You
your meal?
have the
How's
essence
your
of
meal?
someone that needs to be at
I'll
like
put a house dress on. When I'm like 60, 70 years old, I'm done. Gray hair, calling it a day, and just putting on a house
I need to
dress.
flip some of those burgers.
Anyone, come on
you're
in.
gonna be the guy with like the newspaper at the corner.
Yeah, no, come on.
I'm gonna be reading with the
I need to be
coffee and
active. I need to be doing something.
No, I would love to. I would love to work it. I mean, I love baking and everything.
Yeah.
I love cooking for people, so I just want to see people there and just smiling and stuff like that and just talk to them.
love it.
I said this today. I was just like, when you walk into that diner, it's going to be the most relaxing, positive place you'll ever be in. I promise you that. So, I mean,
Falls Diners coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Believe. We need the power of belief and prayers. Pray.
Yes.
I love it.
All right.
Well, this is Enjoy Your Podcast.
Yes.
Episode 233. Thank you guys so much. We love you. Thank you, Dana, for coming by.
Me.
It was really nice.
It was great.
Total pleasure.
If people want to, I guess, reach out, if there's some investors or something that want to help out,
So where
should they go?
If anyone wants to help out in any capacity, whether it's like to rebuild, restore, artwork, you name it, paint, whatever it is, they could just go on Little Falls Diner, the Instagram.
Beautiful.
And just DM me.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
get to it at some point, or mine too. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But,
Got you. It's all going to be down in the description. I mean, that's it.
That's it, buddy.
I love it.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. My name's Mike.
Thank you.
I'm signing out.
My name's Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to one another.
I'm Dana. Peace out.
Peace. Peace.